they fake? Pretend you're actually.
Do you feel safe knowing that murderers and rapists are still alive and well in prisons? We, the people of this country, should have the assurance that these types of criminals who are murderers and rapists are no longer able to commit these types of heinous crimes. Over the last couple of days, I've been researching the death penalty and the pros and cons of it. And I now believe that it is necessary to protect the safety of everyday citizens by keeping the death penalty and enforcing it throughout the United States. The death penalty has been along for a long time, and we need to keep it alive and going well. In the history of political economics article, The Practice of Punishment of Monetary Crime by Carl Wendland explains, the Code of Hammurabi is a legal document from ancient Babylonian, continued the first known death penalty laws. Under the code written in the 1700s BC, 25 crimes were punishable by death. This shows that the death penalty has been around for a long time, and I personally believe it needs to stay. We as citizens need to make an effort to be heard by the government and show that the death penalty is necessary, and we need to enforce it throughout the United States. There are many reasons the death penalty is proper and is a proper and necessary punishment for those people who deserve it. The first reason is it brings closure to families and to the victims of the families. The second reason is it is the proper justice for committing a crime of this sort. Lastly, the financial aspects. The government is taking money from taxpayers to keep these types of criminals alive, and that should not be happening. Murderers and rapists do not deserve to be in this world. Implementing the death penalty would bring closure to all the families who have fell victim to rape or murder. Families should not have to live their life knowing that person who committed murder to their family member still has the ability to have a life. Families need to know that the criminal is properly punished so they are able to feel secure and get over the fact that their family member has died. In a Junior Scholastic article, should the death penalty be abolished by Deanna Terry and Joshua Marquise, it explains that the death penalty discourages would-be criminals and ensures that the worst offenders never get the chance to leave prison and commit more crimes. And this is just big because it helps reassure that the families will be safe and that those people are gone and will not have the ability to commit those crimes ever again. Death is what these criminals deserve if they take their life or severely ruin it one forever. They don't deserve their life. The death penalty is only proper justice to the crimes to this extreme. If people have the ability to convince themselves they have a right to take an innocent person's life, they do not deserve to live either. It goes all the way back to Hammurabi times, but it is the only punishable and suitable punishment to these crimes. The death penalty also has other financial benefits. In the Atlantic magazine article titled "Mr. Death Penalty" by Kent Schoen reports 90% according to the June ABC News / Washington Post poll support capital punishment. And I believe that the number should go up because capital punishment is the proper justice to these extreme crimes. On the Today Show, November 2nd, 2017, Matt Lauer reported that President Trump is calling for the death penalty after the suspects in New York's terror attacks made his first court appearance. So this is just saying that even President Trump knows that these extreme crimes need to be punished correctly, and the correct way of punishing them is by enforcing the death penalty. By sentencing these crimes to death, by sentencing these criminals to death, we are not spending taxpayers' money to keep them alive in jail, and we are able to open up spots for our already overcrowded prisons. Prisoners who commit these crimes should not be able to live with free Medicare, food, and free clothes, because it's not fair that they are taking the taxpayers' money just so they can live an easy life in prison. The prisons would also become less overcrowded and more safe if these individuals who commit these crimes are sentenced to death. Overall, the death penalty is very beneficial to the public and needs to be implemented as soon as possible. In a USA Magazine article by David Coppell titled "Sentencing Policies Endanger Public Safety," he states, "The amount of money that taxpayers spend on prisoners never has been greater, and the percentages of the population of incarcerated people has tripled during the last 15 years." In an article found on the Catholic World Report titled "Why the Death Penalty is Still Necessary" by Joseph Bestill, he states that the death penalty can be a legitimate punishment for heinous crimes, not merely to protect the public, but the immediate danger posed by the offender, also to secure and retribute justice and deter serious crimes. So even the Catholics agree that the death penalty is a necessary punishment. The death penalty brings closer to families of the victims. It's the proper justice for committing a crime of this sort. And lastly, the financial aspects. It helps out the taxpayers' money, so it goes to things that are actually needed. These are just a few of the reasons we need to fight to implement the death penalty into our nation's government. We as citizens need to make an effort to be heard by the government and show them that the death penalty is necessary. As a citizen, you all have the right to petition in what you believe in, and I would advise you all to go out and research the government and petition for the death penalty. Thank you.
Full send, baby. Oh, that's how you do it, Brandon.